We're still waiting to hear from YouTube. YouTube better do what they need to do. The only people that are gonna probably still support him, let's be real here, is Kick. Kick is the hub for the PDS. We all know that. And academics mostly streams on Kick. Everywhere else needs to start shutting his shit down. Quit playing. Grown men should never ask 15-year-olds inappropriate questions for their own amusement, whether it's for personal satisfaction or to humiliate. Because let's be real, those are the only two outcomes from these kinds of interactions, either satisfaction or humiliation, which is sick no matter how you view it. You know what I mean? Y'all can't cape for this kind of behavior without making yourself look like a degenerate bitch. I'm sick of seeing people saying it's out of context. There's no deeper context than what.
Ain't that some shit? What do you mean it's out of context? What context can be made available that you say, oh, that's why he was talking about Sonic. Oh, yeah, okay. I be fucked up sometimes. I be not even like, oh, my bad. You know what? Okay, I was wrong.
Was heard being said to a 15-year-old boy by a group of 30-something-year-old men. It's fucking weird. I mean, while we criticize academics, the streaming culture has remained complicit. I feel like us YouTube creators been setting the tone and holding it down with getting academics out of our spaces. But the other platforms have. It's hard not to ignore Kai's loud silence on the matter. Now, even though I'm not the type to try and make people speak on things if they don't want to, however, Kai was loud. Funny about Dr. Disrespect, as he should. I mean, if he's a PDF, clown his ass.
What the fuck? We're going this bro. Way too long. What the fuck? Bro, it's weird, bro. That's widow. Yeah.
This is what I appreciate the most about Deleted. I know some of the main players when it comes to streaming. I've yet to sit through an entire stream of any of these gentlemen, right? I usually see clips that pop up, and then maybe I watch the video that they cut down to like a 20-minute video. I don't have 4 or 5 hours because I'm usually streaming myself. But Deleted does a great job of diving a newer viewer into the world, because the truth of the matter is, Ack is a side effect of a bigger problem, right? He's a problem on his own. We're talking about it, we're focused on him, but there is a culture that is here amongst certain streamers that okays some of this to even exist in the environment. When I started thinking about, well, why wasn't anybody else in that room like saying like, hey bro, the kid said he not cool with it, bro. He playing the game. We trying to focus on Fortnite right now. What are you doing? There's a reason why it was quiet in here. I'm just saying Deleted does a good job of diving into there.
Yes, real. Yes, Crystal Mr. Beast, bro. It's fucked up. It's weird.
He was also very loud and serious about his cameraman, but then he's silent when it comes to academics. And I'm not just talking about this past recent situation with the 15-year-old. I'm talking about all the allegations on academics, including the work that the victim came forward and expressed. And I have yet to see someone like Kai or any other streamer react to their friend academics the same way that they reacted to other content creators. I mean, then again, his take on Black Americans made me realize he's probably just protecting his own people.
I'm not coaching at all. Stop dick riding. I don't want to hear. Like, when I'm asking general questions, I'm not asking that. Stop dick riding. That nigga's black. You're black. You're just black, bro. You're just white American. You're African American, bro. That's it. How would that see you a dirty? And I thought that wasn't an insult. That was strictly, you're black. You're not Trinidadian. You're not Jamaican. You're not African. You're not Ghanaian. You're not Dominican. You're not Puerto Rican. You're not Cuban. You are American.
See, this is okay. I like how I like his energy. I like to see what he does in terms of his charity. I like to see the way that he sets people up. Like, there's a reason that people choose to go here and not to Aiden Ross, because of the thing that they align themselves with. I say this, I'm not making excuses for his age. I think I have for sure made mistakes in those age groups where I was like, yeah, I'm kind of glad that I wasn't streaming at that time and having some of these thoughts amplified that were half-baked. With a brain that hasn't fully developed until you're 25. Not making no excuses, but I look at some of this stuff and I'm like, This is also a reminder to monitor what your kids are watching. Even if what you're watching in a moment doesn't seem like it's that harmful, this is a form of, the same way as the news, it's a form of setting up a certain type of viewpoint of the world. Now he's just sharing his viewpoints, but this is still a problematic thing when it's not, when there's no context, right? When a child is just looking at their favorite person and they're like, yeah, everything you say is gospel. Boy, oh boy, the leader gets even deeper into this conversation right
Alright, that was me being petty and toxic, but I just need to know, man, why not keep the same energy? To be fair, Kai has yet to even respond to what's going on, so until then, we'll see how he reacts.
That part,
However,
yeah.
I'm going off of past situations. I notice they don't focus on the academics too much. They let him slither on by.
You know what I mean?
And I'm not too shocked over Max's reaction. Although he projects concern, he clearly wasn't bothered because he still made sure to say he's good with academics.
This shit is very weird. I talked to Nora. Nora is good to make sure Bro is good. I'm not gonna go bullshit. This is not some shit I want to give light to. You get what I'm saying?
Well, I'm not gonna pull a tweet because I am being very hesitant about, after doing the video the last few days, I'm not really trying to pull up the young guy on here. But he straight up said on Twitter, on his Twitter account, he straight up said he believes that ad is a BF. He used that word. So as much as folks are tapping in with him and making sure he's okay, like, I don't know what questions are being asked, but of course, a young guy who looks up to somebody like this is going to be like, I'm good, bro, I'm good. Like, I'll see your moderator, right? I didn't ruin anything, did I? Like, of course the kid will be like, no, I'm good. Because they're trying to mirror the very people who are not being transparent and honest about their true thoughts because they're worried about fucking up relationships with fuckboys. That's your example. If that's your example, what do you think the child's gonna do? They follow you for hours on end.
Niggas were joking around in the court, you know.
He even made sure to say that they were joking in the Discord. Even though he gave good advice and all that, it just didn't seem like he was honestly that upset.
What type of weird shit is this? Mind you, y'all notice I fuck with that. I've always said I fuck with that. But like, damn, you doing some weird shit. Yo, I don't care if it's my right hand man, it's my cousin. You do some weird shit. You do some weird shit. We all humans, bro. Niggas do weird shit. Like, shit happens. Now, levels of weird shit clearly varies. But, right? Niggas chopped it up. He said, yo, I wish you would have gave me a call because it was out of context. I said, which I don't know how it's out of context, but I'm like, you know what, you're right, bro. I should give you a call. You feel me? You be showing love, show me respect. I got you, I understand. But what you said to Nora was still uncalled for. There's no context for what you said to Nora. It's some regular shit.
Even with this clip of Max responding to Act's outrage, it seems he's more so upset that Act wasn't okay with him talking about it than the actual situation.
We're worried about relationships more than we're worried about our responsibility as folks that people look up to. Yeah, that's the part that got to be a part of the balance for sure.
You know what I mean? Again, it's not smiling. Last night I laid eyes on the fat D. After what happened last night.
So deleted. Yeah, you heard what you heard. He said the other night he laid his eyes on a fat D. Now, I'm sure those of you that are fans of this type of content, you're gonna be like, oh, you don't get it. You don't get it. This is him. I had to rewind this a few times to understand what's happening here. The leader had to give me context. He's talking about Drake when the a video of him leaked online where he's playing with his Dracarian wand. He's describing it. I thought he was talking about an album that dropped and he was just taking a drive. He's talking about a video. And Shmee.
Again, it's not smiling. Last night I laid eyes on the fat D. After what happened last night, Drake is the greatest brother ever. No one can ever be greater than this nigga. When I see it, I ain't close out. I ain't swipe away. I ain't turn my phone off. I ain't get mad. I ain't swerve on the road because I was driving. I put my foot on the brakes. I stopped in the middle of the road and I said, wow, this is my brother. I analyzed it. I'm gonna keep it in mind. I ain't swipe out. No cap. I did it. Like, I ain't even think second. When I saw the video, I watched it for you.
Oh, so that's why it's cool for folks to come in there and talk like that.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth and I'm gonna tell it.
These parents moving flocks. Oh, that's why it's okay. Because Oh, context. Context. Wow.
This is Drake we're talking about. So I saw that picture in the show. I saw him reading.
Whoa.
This dude made
This
a
is
whole
crazy.
video talking about Drake's meat, describing it, talking about it, glazing
What
all
is
over
going
it.
Oh,
on?
thank you for saying this.
Oh, God.
Because you know something I noticed during this whole Drake versus Kendrick battle. One thing that I always saw from the OVO side of things was this statement right here. And these are the guys that want to call other dudes blazers. Yes, yes. I don't have a problem with anybody's orientation. That's your right to do, live your life, and live your truth. Nothing at all.
Live
I
your
have a
life and
problem
live your
with
truth.
somebody trying to impose that upon me in my preferences. And what I found is super weird. It's funny, I talked to Merz about this one time. He talked about some people in hip hop, I mean just in rap in general, have, you know, these homoerotic thoughts, and the way that they approach these things, you know, they you know, they're in music videos and they're all shirtless and they're bouncing around, doing things that are very, very opposite of the quote unquote masculinity that you're trying to push, right? The projection, exactly. When I see comments being left on Twitter where all I say is something like, damn, this song is crazy. This nigga's a glazer. You immediately start sending me gift pics of SpongeBob with glaze coming out of his mouth. Why is that in your phone? You immediately send me, like I thought about this and I'm like, why is the first go-to talking about sucking on some D? Like, why is that your first go-to? I don't think that way. Maybe I thought it was maybe it's a generational thing until I saw younger kids who were like, yeah, we don't rock that. That's the weirdo group over there. That's what they do all day long. It doesn't matter what you say. Oh, this, bro, get off. At least tip them off there. Get off your knees. Why is that where your brain goes? And why does your brain sit around there for so long? Is something you want to tell somebody? Because my brain wasn't there. I just had a discussion about hip hop. You immediately made it, allegedly, thank you, brother. You immediately made it about something else. What's that about? What do you mean by that? Just a point that I wanted to make, and I'm glad you said that, hey, listen, because it's so true. I'm like, bro, we talking about what LeBron needs to do in the next game. You talking about, bro, stop all the glazing, bro. You're describing the pain in different ways. That's not what this conversation was about. Why are you taking it? Freaky ass.
In front of his fan base, he's always saying inappropriate, crazy shit in front of his predominantly child audience that basically catapulted his career being weird and a fan.
Dad, I know you in here. I'm sorry, but I went on an all-time spank session today, bro. I'm talking about. I beat my meat to sleep. I woke up beat. You know
Whoa.
They can be. God damn, nigga, what's going on here? Like,
I got to change this.
Shit is talking to me, but I ain't bringing it up.
For context, this is the streamer that Nor, the 15-year-old, is the moderator, top moderator for. Huh.
Oh my god. That nigga, you ain't, I know it's wrong.
Oh my God, what is going on? I shouldn't be watching it.
Months ago, before his recent breakthrough. So it's nothing.
Why is y'all talking
and now
crazy?
With his rebranding of music stream sessions, it seems he's trying to put that in the past. However, streamers shouldn't be doing what Max was doing either.
Nora, would you suck to save Max's life?
Yes.
So when a child goes from, they're sitting here, this is a young man that's in question of academics thing. They're sitting in a Discord and they're asking him questions that seem like just boys being boys and locker room top conversation to them. What do you think it is when a kid goes from, I don't know the timing of this, I assume it's a lot earlier than this academic situation. What do you think that is when a kid is going through their own thoughts, trying to figure out who they are in this world, who their character is, how much they actually relate to the viewpoints of the person.
Hold on, guys, coming back.
How much they relate to the viewpoints of their father, right? Whatever it is.
Gotta erase
What do you think it is
some
when
of
you have a kid going back and forth
stuff.
between playing the game and then saying, I don't want to play the game? That seems like
I have to go all the way back here.
That seems like you're preparing him. He just said it right here. He said, would you suck it? Whatever. to save Black Boy Max's life, and he said yes to the glee of these faceless accounts of him. Why? Because that gets you props in a group like this. Think about that for a second. That gets you laughs. That gets you edgy points for playing the game. The problem with that is, in a young man's mind, in anybody's mind, that spikes off dopamine. Whatever spikes off dopamine may sometimes go against your better judgment. Why? Because it's a sensation that sometimes you don't have a control over. It's spiking off dopamine laughing at this. That is part of the programming of a young mind. Straight up.
Coming back, you guys. 1 second. I have to erase some of this stuff.
Okay. No hesitation. Okay, no hezzy.
Repeating no hezzy and laughing nonstop gives off the vibe that talking nasty with a minor is just normal and okay to do on your stream. Whether you're reacting to the clip or not, you're laughing about it. Saying no hezzy, which is short for no hesitation. It's not cool. Max wasn't directly talking to a 15-year-old in a way like academics. However, acting freaky on stream, knowing his main audience are kids, makes it seem like that behavior is acceptable. All these streamers need to stop being weird, stop being fans around the youth. It's not okay. The difference is that Max is younger and feels more relatable. So
I have to delete some videos, guys, from my other. I'm filming on 2 cameras.
Makes it come off as creepy instead.
Let's see, now it should be good.
More in touch with the young humor. So
Ooh, it's gonna be so cute.
Because he fits in with their vibe.
Alright.
He looks like one of them.
It should be good now.
He is an actual adult. However, it's never okay to hyper focus on being a fan.
I think we're good now.
It's sick, and you know his fan base are children.
I was getting full on my camera.
And he's also signed to FaZe Clan, a gaming organization whose audience are primarily kids and teens.
You used to get your mods to get porn stars to hop on your streams. Yes, I used to have my mods do I used to send my mods would hit up girls when we needed girls for edicts, etc. I don't know why niggas trying to spin that into like niggas doing fire for fire. Like what the fuck? I don't know.
Afro Butterfly, I'm looking at you. Only because you have my favorite quote. You remind me all the time, and it keeps me from being all the way frustrated. Literacy rates are at an all-time low. The ability for young men and women to read in this age is at an all-time low. You can partly blame that because of not just the school system, but because of post-pandemic activity, because of how they failed some of these kids during the pandemic 4 or 5 years ago, and had them on Zoom calls where they could act like they were there and they weren't even there. As I'm thinking about this, it dawns on me. Of course they don't know what the fuck grooming is. Some of them are writing rhymes. Some of them are refusing to write their rhymes because they don't know how to fucking write.
Ooh.
Some of them have to recite bars inside their head by choice, but some of them have to do it because they have no choice. Literacy rates are at an all-time low. This is how it relates to this kind of shit. So when I'm listening to people who are like, they sound so intelligent in their element. When they're talking about gaming, when they're talking about fashion, when they're talking about, cars and stuff, they sound so knowledgeable, but the truth of the matter is, in certain areas, these niggas is dumb as a stick.
Hey!
Everybody. That is not black, that's everybody. Some of these motherfuckers is dumb as a stick. Because them trying to spin grooming as if it's just a vibe. Do you not know what a fucking dictionary's at? It's not a vibe. It's not a, I don't really feel like that. I don't care how you feel. Webster's dictionary will tell you how to feel. They be trying to spin that into you know what I'm saying? They trying to spin that into, no, that's called a definition. Look, even I had to have some accountability. I had a young man that was very angry with me because of a review I gave his music, right? He went on to make some diss songs. I addressed it in the comments. And for my generation, when you have an issue with somebody and you want to resolve it, you don't talk to their stage name. You talk to their government name. My name happens to be DeJuan. It's not Curtis. I'm sorry about that. I talked to Curtis and I talked to this gentleman and I put his name in the chat, or the YouTube comment. He saw that as doxing. I said, I didn't think that was doxing. I thought doxing was revealing someone's address. and their personal information. I thought this was just me as a man talking to another man. I had to learn a lesson there, because obviously the definition of doxing means something different to someone who's significantly younger than me. Okay, cool. Lesson learned. Accountability. I'll make sure that moving forward, I'm very hesitant about addressing people that way because there's a generational difference. Cool. You don't get to spin grooming when we just saw all these clips. Doesn't matter the context of you literally preparing a child for conversations their age group has no business being knowledgeable about. It's not time. Because they don't know what to do with that information. That's wild.
And the thing is, academics is a snake, he's a parasite, and he's pathetic. So he's willing to bring down anyone and everybody. This is not where I'm coming from with it. I'm just not one of those people that are blind just because I dislike academics. Max has been caught in weird behavior time and time again, but it's been overlooked. I think it's shed light on everyone that does weird ass shit. I'm sick of it. But what you expect from the Drake fan base? You know what I mean? So honestly, both of them are weird doing that shit.
The reason why I think with Nord is different because I look at Nord, he's a loser. You know what I'm saying? Like Nord, he doesn't go to school. I don't even know who.
15-year-old, you're calling a loser. I don't know who this gentleman is, but I assume that he's mirroring the talking points of successful streamers. I'm calling a 15-year-old a loser now. Wow.
School. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think Nord has a life. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I look at it crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like Nord is sitting there crying, and I'm hearing the calls like Nord is sitting there crying, begging niggas for bread, and he's making Max look crazy, like begging niggas in the call for bread, and Max can't be sending niggas bread. Lacey be sending niggas bread. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, how dare a child act like a child? How dare a child act like that? You mean that you're offended by a child acting immature by your standards? But all this behavior that's around him, he deserves it? That's why nobody pops out to the defense of him? Is that what I gather from this? Low IQ bullshit? They want the children to have more accountability than they're willing to have for themselves. Got it.
Now this bozo right here is a dumbass. Blaming a 15-year-old for their actions of a grown man in his mid-30s is wild. It makes me question what you're really about behind the scenes. This is exactly why people stay silent when they're calling it clout chasing and bringing up money. It has nothing to do with what was said to this kid by a group of grown men. A kid is gonna be a kid. A teen's gonna be a teen. Whether it's disingenuous or not, he's still a fucking kid. It's important that we act as OGs to these children.
That
help
hard.
guide them to grow into better people. And when I say OG, I don't mean literal, because I know you guys are really over obsessed with age. A 23-year-old is an OG to a 15-year-old. As an OG, you need to guide these kids.
Yes.
Grown men in their 30s have no business talking to a child about being inside another man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not nobody perfect in this space, the internet. I have my immature moments. Right. Sometimes we laugh a little bit too hard. Sometimes we might clown somebody. Right. I came up under the kind of schooling of, you know what I'm saying? Like when it came to music, my music got talked about so bad that one day I decided, fuck that, I'm gonna get good. You do that now, it's seen as insensitive. Okay, cool. I have to understand there's differences in our approach, and you respond to something different. Cool. As a parent, I have to understand that. But there's gotta be some middle ground. I don't care what the generation is, there's gotta be some middle ground about the responsibility that you have when these kids are looking up to you. Nobody's asking for perfection. Nobody's asking for you to be somebody that you're not, because Lord knows we don't need that. Somebody out here acting like there's something that they're not, and then we figure it out during one of the biggest rap battles of all time. We don't need that. We need you to live in your truth and be who you are, and speak on that. Salute to that. But it doesn't mean because you're living in your truth that you're living righteously. You got a responsibility. If you have, if your platform like Twitch tells you, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you can't do that, and you say, you know what, out of respect for your platform, I'll do that. then you should also have a thought, at least, for the kids that are watching. I don't know their parents, but their parents are entrusting in me to do this streaming thing. I'm now popular as a streamer, talking about them. And now I have a deeper responsibility to make sure that if somebody pull my card on something, I'll be able to stand by that. But these folks are constantly either having to apologize or they're constantly having to justify it because they don't have anything to stand on. They stand on the side of what makes the most money. They stand on the side of what brings the most views, what brings the most clout. Those should not be the people leading folks. But we're here. So this is why content like this is so important from deleted, because this calls for the elders to act like elders. Yeah, we gonna be young-minded sometimes. We gonna say some funny shit, right? I say, me having a whole button dedicated to the Law and Order theme song while the sirens is playing is not the biggest 40-year-old behavior. But that shit funny to me. And I stand by it every time. But at the same time, like, dog, we got a responsibility. These, like, if you're gonna be big bro and you're gonna give advice, take your own advice.
What the fuck is wrong with y'all? This is their friend group, by the way. All of them. Everyone that I just told you name, this is their friend group. They all game together. They all chill. They have a huge fan base full of kids. This is what inspires the youth. But see, people who carry unresolved childhood trauma and live in denial about it, they often justify or downplay the way acts spoke to this material, as if it's somehow acceptable behavior. I feel like the content creators have only been the ones to call out Hoomeston with his John Wayne Gacy looking at. But the streamers really haven't. And if they have talked about it, they're either aiming for this dork or they're treading very lightly around the topic. I mean, let's be real here. When I was younger, there was always a hope.
I gotta hear shit. I'm laughing so hard, my ears popped. Oh my god, they caught him. Oh, okay. All right, deleted cooking. Deleted like, hey,
He's
What's up,
cooking.
real? Y'all want something?
For real.
Head or someone that you called older bro talking the same way to us, the way Act did in that stream. We thought it was funny. We thought it was normal. But as you get older and times change, we advance as a nation and as people. Back then, it was normal to hyper-focus on cycle life and teens. It wasn't okay, but it was normalized. Men either talking about banging females with their young homies, or these same men were being a tease to the young ladies. It's a shame that it took this long for people to realize how fucked up that logic was.
But at least at some point we acknowledge the error of those times. A tremendous amount of responsibility.
Thank you.
I say this even for the streamers too. It's a tremendous
Did
amount
you
of
bleach it
responsibility
first or
to
you
place on
started
someone
at
who's never had
blonde?
an example
It was already a,
They've never had
but
an
I
example.
toned it
Everybody they've
to be
had
a little
around
more
them
icy. It was
has been,
very yellow,
these watered down
and then
versions.
I toned it
How can you expect
so
them
it
to
can
all of a
be
sudden
a little more
own
white.
leadership because they became famous? It's the same thing I say about people who get money and then lose money within the first few years.
But no, it's not smart to buy a black wig and then dye it blonde. That's not very smart. You should just buy, if you want to color bright colors, just buy a blonde wig and tone it, because that doesn't make sense. I would never take a wig unless I'm doing like highlights later on or something. But I wouldn't totally blonde a whole wig and waste bleach. I'll just buy a blonde wig and tone it. You know, don't waste your time trying to blonde a whole wig for a bright color. Just buy a 13 wig and then tone it, you know?
So now with that being said, it was never okay. It was always about.
But if you're trying to do like a pretty highlighted ombre or like a balayage, like a beautiful balayage, yeah, you could buy a dark wig and then bleach it and do some nice highlights. But that would be the only case that I would get bleach a wig if I'm doing highlights.
Look at that. He's gonna comment on this. At least gonna comment on this. But there's this streamer who's talking to him, I believe, on Discord. And he asked, I don't know if he asked to be on this server, but he straight up said, he said, no, you can't get on this one unless you're 18 or over. That's how it should have been to begin with. Still don't see people talk like this until their money get affected. We don't see people talk like this until their money get affected. Somebody made a statement, I think it's the perfect time to address it. They were mad at me for going so hard about this topic dealing with the 15-year-old. They said, oh, when it's a little white kid involved, Palestinian, when it's a little white kid involved, everybody want to get mad. What about with the war in Chirac? What about when he was saying these things about women? What about, we had problems with it then. And many of us spoke on it. Some of us said, you know what? If you bring light to it, it only makes this platform stronger. But there are certain topics, though, that across the board, no matter what your political affiliation is, no matter whatever, we gonna see eye to eye on. I love my, you know what's funny? It's like watching Wife Swap. You ever watch Wife Swap? You see there's certain things that like, yo, we from the country, we don't believe in electricity, we got solar power, we believe this. The other person from a big city, they go shopping in Melrose. One thing they always agree when they get up across that table is protecting their babies. So now that we're here, there should be across the board responsibility. But if I can't control my freaky ass mouth, maybe I should make sure that this is 18 and up. That's why YouTube asks the question when you upload a video. Is this content for kids or is it 18 and up? That's not just an extra question to answer. Nigga, that's a responsibility. That's why my shit stays at 18 plus. I don't want to sit here arguing with no kid about it. There's a reason it's 18 plus. Then you can talk about all that freaky shit you want to talk about without feeling like, well, not all of it, because some of y'all niggas go way too far. That's crazy. But I'm just saying, at least set the environment up to where if you don't know how to be responsible, use the tools that people have, the responsible people have laid out for you. That's it.
Okay.
And see, what's the point of laughing and giggling about this shit with your dumb ass? I think people are
You know what?
being more
He is
wary
too
in
much.
their Discord, and I agree. I've always had an 18 and up rule from day one in my Discord. However, making him a mockery on stream and making him feel punished about it is fucking weird. All that giggling like a damn schoolgirl, it's lame. All y'all move weird as fuck. This is what make kids not come forward about shit. Like, come on, man. And stop acting like this was the first time. Bloomington has been in the center of Creek controversy. Again, he's been accused of rape.
That's not what happened, academics. You know that that's not what happened. And for you to pretend that you didn't do anything, that I just went to your house and I'm just some thought. Like, we didn't know each other for 2 years. You tried to save yourself after your friends assaulted me. Whether or not you got drunk or not, I know that when you woke up, you were on top of me too. Me too. And a test it was done.
He's also stated he finds nothing wrong with dating someone underage as long as they're in college.
So to the point that we talked about earlier about why is there such an uproar to this, it's not about one issue being more important than the other. It's about there's a weakness here that can find justice for all these wrongdoings. Whenever you do something that across the board offends the people that are sponsors of you, let's just talk corporate. Corporate don't get nearly as emotional as we do. They're reactionary to our emotions, right? They don't get as they're not worried about that, right? They're worried about the bottom line. So when they see something that's like, oh no, this could potentially cause issue for us years and years down the line, no relationship is worth holding on to if we can let this go. When they get involved, when money gets affected, isn't it funny how everybody has a problem? Dealing with children like this affects the money. When you have something that is by society across and large as seen as, oh no, hell no, action happens. And now guess what happened? Because we're talking about this one issue that across the board, and I'm not saying it's not right, I'm not saying it's right that people are not as emotional about these other things. Well, some people aren't. But I'm saying timing means everything. Think about the Diddy situation, all the alleged leaks. How many people are now coming out the woodwork who felt like if I do it now, I put myself at risk, and I risk never having my story be told. It took a very vulnerable moment. And that producer that came forward before people were like, you know what? Now we can go, oh, there's more of us. It's not just me. I don't think people understand, unless you've been in this industry, how easy it is for you to get blackballed. Even soft blackball. It's so easy. I've been a part of that. Where I had issue with the wrong person, all of a sudden doors that were like hell yeses are like, let me get back to you. It happens. This is what happens when you talk about folks who have a powerful voice. Academics have a powerful voice, but now the pack out is happening not because of jealousy. Watch. It's happening because it's been overdue. And a lot of people in this tsunami of the academics have been affected. And you're about to find out, we're finding out in real time what it is.
And to keep it real, if you think about it in the bigger scheme of things, there's not much difference between a 20 or a 17 or a 21 and a 17. Just gotta be one's a minor and one's not a minor. But I will
It's not soft black ball.
That's the difference to me. Oh my god. Oh Lord.
See, y'all freaky. Why you freaky like that in the chat? You know what I'm talking about. Blackball you out the industry. It's a very quiet one when they say, nah, we don't have to be on worried about it. Let's just make it really difficult for everything involves. Let's just say that it's a hell no, and we won't associate with you if you support him. That kind of stuff. Freaky ass.
say, listen, I adopted this rule, which I think was fine. I said, listen, man, as long as the chick got a college ID, she's getting
Oh no.
17. I don't care if she's 17 and a half. I don't care if she just turned 17. She's gonna get this dick.
And they question why and how these allegations exist within the hip hop industry, having been overlooked for years and never held accountable. The way people are going easy on Ad is parallel to how people turn a blind eye to Diddy. They're all weirdos to me. Obviously, that's my favorite word for this video, weirdo. They're all weirdos.
I see Matt Baby say, they act all that playing with people, they backfire. It's about the cancer, man. No. That.
His response to damn Mac, all that playing with people named backfired. This is in January 25th, 2025 this year. She said, the same one he made these comments about in 2018 when she was 15 years old. Yeah, that one right there. He goes on to say, as a response to her, she said, when she first tweeted, damn Mac, all that playing with people names backfired. He says, ain't you battling cancer? This man ain't apologetic about shit.
I may be sick this one. Okay? Because trust me, if you got cancer and acting, I don't know if you will come out victorious, baby. And I want you to come out victorious. You ain't gonna defeat cancer, baby. So, let's pick one. You want you to defeat cancer. I'm in your corner. Let's not do this. You got a chance to beat cancer. You never beat that. Remember that.
You got a better chance of beating cancer, not that. Interesting.
You'll beat cancer. I hope so. You won't be that.
You're a whole dusty extracellulite bitch. A
Ooh.
whole dusty
What would he
extracellulite
say that
bitch.
for?
Making messed up jokes about something as serious as cancer.
Can we also highlight the comments he made a few weeks ago about how he said, the LA fires, I don't give a shit about that. California's a shithole. That's why I didn't understand when I seen so many like, and I'm not gonna name drop nobody because y'all know who the hell's I be talking about, but it's like, why is it so many folks from the West Coast keying with this nigga right now? That looks like this is a time we cannot be straddling the fence with folks like this. Like, I don't want it, like this is me personally, I don't want to see folks go down with this ship. This ship is not on the incline. This is on the decline. Let's say he doesn't get swiped out of here. Let's say that he gets through the situation, comes out, he's going viral again. It won't be what it was before because these are certain things that have happened. There's certain lines that have been crossed that can never be fixed for some people, right? So like, fam, this is on the incline. This is not a person he's standing next to right now. Especially if he's not taking accountability.
Because you got caught fiddling with a 15-year-old, allegedly. Academics are straight up bitch made, bro. It's desperate and cringe. There's nothing funny or cool about mocking someone's fight with a life-threatening illness. You're a fucking parasite.
You know, I love Max so much, like, chocolate crackers. You know what I mean?
No, nigga. Only toaster strudels understand that logic. We don't. That's weird. And are you guys surprised?
Oh, I love these. I love these comments because you think you're not single. Jay Court, quick question. It's funny how you said quick question. Literacy rates are at an all-time fucking low. Quick question, but there's no question mark here.
Somebody gonna have to tell the truth, and I'm gonna tell it.
You thought you was so damn slick. Ain't no question mark here, but I'll continue. You grifting for a check. In a couple of weeks, when all this blows over, you'll stop posting about it because it's not hot anymore. But if you cared so much, you carry on. But carry on. What do you want me to carry on? Would you like me to continue to run back the audio of him talking about the alleged sodomizing of a 15-year-old? Would you like that content to continue? Because truth be told, if it pops up again and somebody else does it, we're going to be back here reacting to this. This is not for a check. No, I'm getting paid for my work and research to inform these amazing people that are here. They're paying their money voluntarily. I have not asked anybody for a dime. I have a responsibility as an outlet in media, as an artist that helps out artists for all the years that I have and that called bullshit out when I was in a producer community. I have a responsibility. I also have a responsibility to my family. And if I'm not with my family, then I'm at work. Grifting for a check? No. You're a freaky ass nigga. You're freaky. This is not a time to be playing the fence. This is not a time to be trying to win bonus points. Do you understand that there's children involved in this? Do you get why that's problematic? This to me, this is why I love the time we're living in. Post that battle between Drake and Kendrick, they've been exposing themselves left and right. You can tell the people who are not truly in this culture and they're not feeling the renaissance. They're not feeling the shift that is happening. You keep telling on yourself. You didn't have to say nothing right now. But you chose a time period like this, where we're coming to the defense of a child to make it about me and grifting? When you had to type in all caps, quick question, you didn't even ask a question? Bad timing, bro. Bad timing because of how it looks. This is not a reflection of me, bro. This is a reflection of you. I know who I am. But I love these questions because they do bring up other points to talk about. Continue, don't delete it. I'm not the wrong one. Really.
He said he loves Matt so much that he makes such a wild and graphic comment. Like, are you guys surprised? It's out of pocket. It's sus as hell. But are you surprised? This man is a beta. That's what beta boys say. He's the prince of all betas, with his king being Drake. Drake is the king of betas. It's getting desperate for clout and laughs, but it just comes off as cringe and tone deaf. Paired with this creepy comments towards a 15-year-old, and it's clear he has zero self-awareness or boundaries. I feel like with this comment, Ack was trying to tap into his white boy humor, since he was on the call with Aiden Ross. Because Aiden has always said,
I see it. Folks that come into this chat, y'all think you white. Y'all brothers think you white, huh? You think that you get away with the same thing, huh? You ain't been around long enough, huh? You haven't seen examples of things that have happened throughout the years. You wasn't here for the real world and first reality TV shows. You haven't seen folks who have been black and empowered and how easily they take it away the moment that there's controversy involved, right? There's a coach right now for the Houston Rockets that was shamed after almost damn near taking the Boston Celtics to the championships the moment that he was allegedly cheating with the owner's wife. Oh, they got him the fuck out of here. And he had to fight and claw back with one of the worst teams in the league in order to get a second chance. They'll never make you forget it. Kevin Hart continues to apologize every single time he wants to jump up and be a host. He has to apologize for tweets that he has not done in years. So, I get it. Ime Doka. Yes, thank you very much, Vegas. You're new here, huh? You're new to the culture conversation. I don't know why you guys are so gravitate. I don't know why you guys gravitate here. I don't know why you guys gravitate towards these culture conversations. Because you guys are obviously, all lives matter. All fucking lives matter. Why are we talking about this, huh? You just trying to gaslight us. Nigga, have you ever read a dictionary? You ever read the definition of gaslighting? Do you know what you're talking about? This shit funny to me. These niggas are stupid. Oh, everything.
And such stuff. And I guess that kind of works for him. I mean, he's known to be basically a beta himself, sniffing Andrew Tate's seat when he got up.
That shit?
What?
You doing that shit? You be looking at that shit, you be like, hey, bro. Wish I could sniff this man's chair. That shit.
Ew!
That's crazy.
We didn't forget about that. But when Ack tried it, it hit different. Like when white people try to act black and it just comes off fake, even Aiden looked confused. Like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? This kind of self-degrading humor doesn't just signal a lack of self-respect. It's also willingness to humiliate himself in front of others to appear entertaining or relatable. I mean, that's at least what he thinks it does.
You know what I mean?
But instead of landing this joke, it just made him look stupid. This guy is so tone deaf. you could tell he really doesn't realize how serious the situation is.
I want to end it right here, and I just want to give a round of applause to Delete It. Nothing short of sensational, my friend. Here's some final thoughts. Nothing short of sensational. Please watch that video. I'll make sure to leave the video link in the description and in the comments. We need you, Delete It. We need you in these hours right now, bro. Therapy, man. The Read My Souls, the Justin Company, man. The Professor Skies, the FD Signifiers, man. Screwface John. I'm gonna definitely miss somebody, but not on purpose. The Rob Markmans of the world. We need you. Jeremy Hex, we need you in this time period right now because y'all all represent segments of thought that we may not see eye to eye on every single point. That shouldn't be the goal. That should ever be the goal that we see. If you are not Moni, thank you, Cousin Moni, for sure, Cousin Moni. We should not have a goal to see eye to eye on every single talking point because that makes us a monolith. That makes it to where you and I share the same brain. We don't. I have to respect your difference of opinion on certain things, and it's good that we can have a difference of opinion on things. And I say that with genuine love and understanding because I'm a sponge that likes to learn from other people. Mistakes of people that I don't agree with. I like to hear the message because I know my God. And I know that God, like, just to see if I'm ready to actually